FreedomMunitions.com presents The High Road with Keith Warren.
We hunt for different reasons, but it's more than just the kill.
First off, I'm grateful to be an American, to live in a country that still has country like this. Wide open, wild stuff, and I love it.
It's about the experience, freedom, passion, and adventure. For me, hunting is the ultimate pursuit.
We need to get out of here. This is danger zone.
Who was the big bear?
A connection with nature that only a hunter can experience. I've spent my entire life perfecting my skills, braving the elements in pursuit of my prey. The wild is where I belong. I'm Keith Warren, and like you, I live for the hunt. Join me and take the high road. It's no secret that the more you know about something, the better your odds are at making the right decision about whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Knowledge is power, and it's the key to success, especially for the deer hunter. The land I'm hunting on today is special. Of course, every land should be special, but this particular property is special in a way like no other land in the country. This property is where cutting-edge whitetail research has been going on for nearly 4 decades.
That's what's cool about this camera. I mean, look at that. You can zoom in. That's a nice deer.
The research that's been conducted here has provided today's whitetail hunters with better products and in some cases better services as it relates to the whitetail deer. My friend, Dr. James Kroll, also known as Dr. Deer, has overseen the research here, and he's an expert on the whitetail deer.
Well, when we first set up the Institute for Whitetail Deer Management and Research back in about 1974-75, we wanted to do relevant work that applied to the needs of landowners, hunters, foresters, wildlife managers. And one of the best ways to do that would be to set up a demonstration and testing area. And so we acquired this piece of property right here, and it's grown over the years, and we like to say this is the underwriter's laboratory of the deer world, because if there's something relevant in the deer world, a product or a service, we're going to test it.
All right, so what gives here?
What we got here, Keith, is what we call one of our beta testing sites.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been doing a lot of food plot research for a long time, and we do a lot of work with LSU on particularly on oats and cereal grain breeding. And that's our primary testing site, where we look at thousands and thousands and thousands of plots every year of different varieties of oats. And we pick the best out of those that we think are going to be good for a food plot for deer. And we bring them out here to a place like this and our other beta testing sites around the country, and put them in and let the plants, grow and establish just like you would if you're putting it on your place.
And the reason for the cages is?
The cages allows us at least a part of the plant, a part of the plot here, where nothing can get in there and graze. The difference between inside and outside the cage is how much of that plant has been used. So that gives us an idea of preference for all these different varieties.
What you've got experts telling you what they like.
We do. It's not only us just coming out here and looking at it. We put these out, and the deer have open access to them, and they get to choose and pick which ones they like the best.
Mm-hmm.
And they do. And obviously, they're telling us this one's a pretty good one.
People think that all food plots are the same. Just as there are browse plants that are first, second, third choice, there are plants you plant that are first, second, third choice. I take my name and my reputation very seriously, and I know Ben Kurth does too. And when we say something works, or you ought to be using it, we want to have some science to back it up. It takes a generation to build a garden, and the same thing's true for good food plots.
Mm-hmm.
People, clear land, and now you've got mineral soil, and you've got to adjust it. And the way we got it, we don't need lime. And this is an acid soil area.
Well, you've had it composted for year after year after year.
Right.
Wow.
And we can grow stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's good looking soil.
That's what it takes. It takes good soil. When I was 7 years old, they asked me what I wanted to be, and I said a wildlife biologist. And then they said, what do you want to study? And I said deer. And deer have been my life's love for ever since. I feel to the day I die, there will be new things to discover about whitetails. If we're just clever enough to ask the right questions and conduct the right experiments. They're a mystery. They're a mystery to me, and they always will be.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Reconics, Record Rack Deer and Elk Feed, Burt Coyote's Luminoc, Supercharged Scent Killer by Wildlife Research Center, 99%, Ion Cameras, Tannerite, and Bloodsport. The High Road will be right back. Tannerite brand binary exploding rifle targets presents viewer feedback.
All right, this one comes to me from a guy named Randy. He's out of Minneapolis. He says, what do you think about all the hype about gun control? Do you think they really want to take our guns, or is it just talk? I don't know what to believe anymore. Randy, are you kidding me? The hype about gun control is true. The way I look at it, I'm thinking, yes, they want to take all of our guns, not just half of them or a third of them or just a portion of them. They want them all, and they will not be happy until they get them all. And it's for that reason that I encourage everybody to become a pro Second Amendment right advocate. Join the NRA and fight, 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 because without our freedom to be able to keep and bear arms, literally, we don't have any freedoms at all.
Before we get started on this hunt, I want you to know about my relationship with James. You see, James and I go way back. I've had an opportunity to watch him literally shape the way the deer industry and deer hunting is today. James and I have become close, and I have a great amount of respect and admiration for what he has done for all of us that love whitetails.
You got all this old stuff. Yeah. This is what's made our industry, though, the way it is, really. I mean,
this is pioneering stuff here.
I mean, back in the old days, and it wasn't that long ago, really, this was stuff like, I can't believe you're crazy enough. You think you can get video of deer?
Here's how it really started. This was a simple system. We first used strings across trails, you know that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, essentially what this does is it allows you to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 events, the time of the events. This is the first trail camera. It sends a beam across, then you got to hook it up to a battery, and then you plug it in we plugged it into a $2,500 Nikon camera with a 400-shot magazine and auto drive. This is the prototype of the original stump cam, which went in that stump over there, and it was
Solar panel.
And there's our chip. We had to program the chip, and it had to program to run a Sony camera, and we got lots and lots of video. We developed so many things and people don't even know it. That I always tell people, do you use trail cameras? And they go, yeah. I'll say, you're welcome.
That's right.
You know, trail cameras.
I mean, where do they think this stuff comes from?
I don't know where they think it comes from.
I mean, it has to come from somebody, an innovator, somebody who's a visionary and sees the need for it.
Yeah.
And then takes this. Look at this. I mean, drill a hole in the front of the casing, silicone that cable in there, God knows what, and in other words, to push the industry to what it is today.
Yeah.
I look at it and I think James has showed me all the old cameras that have been used out here and basically tried out here forever. I mean, y'all are the people that really tried a lot of these cameras out in the very beginning. And it's cool looking back at all those old cameras and realizing that I think technology has come a long way.
They really have. They've gotten so simple, so easy to use. People are using them all over the country for all kinds of reasons. And of course, we use them out here for our research. I mean, just all the time. We have cameras going on something, virtually every day of the year.
Yeah, well, they're one of the greatest management tools anywhere, not just for a
They're
whitetail
wonderful.
guy, but for anybody.
Almost every one of these things that we've come up with, ideas and things, at the time, nobody wanted them. Just every time it's kind of frustrating. And somebody said a pioneer, you know a pioneer because he's the one with the arrow sticking out of it.
That's right, because you got crosshairs all over you.
Yeah.
Trust me, we know about that.
Clearly, the research here has revealed some of the most hardy and palatable food plots available on the market. Ben and James combined are what I like to call the dream team when it comes to whitetail research. I jokingly say they're like peanut butter and jelly. Both are good, but when you put them together, they're great. As I said, James and I have been friends for years, and he's invited me to be here on what will be the first trophy deer hunt ever held on this land in 38 years.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Armasight, the entire line of Food Saver Game Saver vacuum sealing systems, BSA Optics, Gamo Adult Precision Air Rifles, and FreedomMunitions.com, your online ammunition destination. The High Road will be right back.
Hunters make lots of choices when they go to the field, but perhaps the most important choice they make is whether or not they choose to pull the trigger. You see, when you pull the trigger, you're making a management decision. It could be a good decision or a bad decision. And for the deer hunter, wildlife manager, we're always hoping that we make the right decision. For most wildlife managers, shooting the right animal is the goal, and it's something we take very seriously. It's the rut in East Texas, and the whitetails currently have one thing on their minds, and that means that as far as trying to pattern a mature buck goes, all bets are off, as this is the time of year that the only thing that is predictable about deer movement is it's unpredictable.
What a beautiful deer. Holy smokes! That's the way it's supposed to be done.
Congratulations, man.
Holy smokes! That's the way it's supposed to be done right there.
You just killed a great buck. And you realize something?
Huh?
You killed the first trophy buck ever killed off this place after 38 years of work.
I want to tell you something. Ever since I was a young man, and you were a young man, I followed you before you and I knew each other.
Really?
I did. And it was like one day I hope to get to shake his hand and tell him, you know, I know people think you're crazy, but I think you're smart. And I know people think I'm crazy, but I mean, some people may think I'm smart, but it's like all of a sudden we're friends. And I'm like going, this is so awesome to be able to share time, to be able to do this. And I mean, the thing about, I look at all this, I'm going, what is so nice about this whole deal is the experience that we get from hunting. Look at that.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Look at him. He just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Oh my goodness gracious. Hold on a second.
I'll let you touch him. Oh my gosh.
Look at that buck.
Oh man, look at that.
Whoa. Just
He's a 6x7.
look at this. Look at the battle wounds on him.
Look at that. Look at that.
I mean, these are gladiators. You gotta realize he's got a scar up here on this ear. You know, and right here. They're gladiators. I mean, they've been fighting like crazy during the rut. The thing I look at it though, look at his beams. I mean, the deer is absolutely beautiful. That's right there. I mean, that's what a whitetail deer is supposed to look like.
Yeah.
I mean, just gorgeous. And what gets me is the fact that, I mean, this has been going, the research that's been going out here, you've been doing it for 38 years?
38 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We've influenced a lot of people. This is proof positive that you can grow great deer. I mean, he is scarred up big time.
He is. Well, this guy right here is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'm speechless.
Humbled.
I am humbled.
I'm humbled by it every time I see him.
To be able to actually get my hands on an animal like this and be able to say, I'm the one that took his life.
Yeah.
You're the one that gave him life.
Yeah.
You gave him a great life. I mean, this deer, I mean, I'm sure that you've seen him in the past and you've watched him year after year. And I mean, and that's what wildlife management's all about. This is a dream come true for me to be able to spend another day in the outdoors with you.
And likewise, my friend.
I mean, this is like, you know, whether we're in Kansas or Michigan or Texas, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
We've
I
had some
love,
great adventures. We're going to have more.
Yes, we are. We got lots of miles left on us, and we're gonna make memories. Look at this, and we're gonna continue growing big white-tailed deer.
Yes, sir.
Because that's our passion.
That's our passion.
I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you a lot.
The High Road with Keith Warren is presented by Liberty Safe, OpticsPlanet.com, Darton Archery, Supercharged Scent Killer by Wildlife Research Center, 99%, Blue Rock Outfitters, and the Texas Deer Association. The High Road will be right back.
I appreciate you, man.
This has been the greatest blessing a man could have, to have this career. And there's been very few things that have disappointed me over the years. But there is one thing that's very disheartening and very disappointing. And that is to see the dissension among folks who love deer. If I go to a meeting of bow hunters and the first thing they ask me is, what equipment do you use? And if I don't say the right equipment, then some of the people walk away. It's matured to the point where you've proliferated all of these ideas and philosophies, and people think that theirs is the only way. My admonition to everybody out there is get along and love one another, because we're all together in this thing called the whitetail deer, and that is the great unifier of us. And we need to quit worrying about what the other guy is doing. Let him worry about that. That's what Aldo Leopold said. That's a neat thing about hunting, is there are no referees, that each person sets their own rules. And as long as the rules are within the letter of the law, go for it. You know, I don't care if people hunt behind wire. I don't care if people hunt with dogs. I don't care if people use or don't use bait. What I care about is the whitetail deer hunting lifestyle, and the people that have been associated with this incredible recreation, not sport, but recreation that we've had now for several hundred years.
For those of us that are passionate about whitetail deer, we're all part of a special brotherhood. We're a special group of individuals that invisibly, yet undeniably, are connected to each other through our love of this great animal. Although some of us hunt whitetails in different manners and in different circumstances, we're all part of this brotherhood. Part of belonging to this brotherhood is realizing that each of us have the freedom to choose how we hunt as well as where we hunt. And it's those choices that helps each of us strive to make things better for the whitetail deer no matter where they live. Belonging to this brotherhood of whitetail enthusiasts is something I'm proud of. And I'm proud of those that see the importance of all whitetail enthusiasts working to stand strong together so that no matter where a whitetail deer lives, they're treated with the respect they deserve. Hunting these great animals is a way we connect to nature, and it's a way we can renew our commitment to make things better than the way we found it. For me, a successful hunt is more than just coming home with fresh venison. It's far more than that. For me, it's all about the joy of the hunt.